Welcome back, everyone. Another episode of the Dead by Daylight Killers, and today we will be doing the Blight. The Blight. The one who runs around aimlessly hitting walls and then trying to hit you. Yes. He looks like he's hawked up on something, but it is how he is. That's exactly how he is. So let's get into the gameplay. We're going to check out the 3 perks that comes with the Blight. One of them is very popular in the DBD universe, so let's get in it. Let's read them. See what we got going on here. Alrighty, there he is, everyone. That is the Blight. The Blight, right here. The Blight. He has the Ice DLC on right now. He don't come like that. He's in a little bit more rougher clothes, you know, with that brown color all over. And then he has that goo coming out of his mouth. But anyway, these are the 3 perks that he runs with: Dragon's Grip, Hex Undying, Hex Blood Favour. All these perks are really good, actually. There isn't just one perk. A lot of these, or all of these, are probably really good in their own right for different situations, but Dragon's Grip. After damaging a generator for the next 30 seconds, the first survivor that interacts with it will scream, revealing their location for 4 seconds and becoming afflicted with the exposed status effect for 60 seconds. Hex Undying. While Hex Undying is active, survivors within 4 meters of any Dull Totem have their auroras revealed. When another Hex Totem is cleansed, that totem's hex transfers to the Hex Undying totem, deactivating Hex Undying. Any tokens that transferred Hex had are transferred as well. And then Hex Blood Favour. Injuring a survivor will call upon the entity to block pallets from being dropped within 32 meters radius of the survivor's location for 15 seconds. This hex only persists as long as the totem is still standing and people don't break it. So yeah, these work together. These two, you know, you bust a totem, it goes to a different totem. Well, Hex Undying could be any one of those. Dragon's Grip is really good because somebody, whoever fixes the gen in that and grabs it after you kick it, automatically is exposed. One hit wonder, they get knocked down, thrown up on a hook. This perk is really good for different situations. And different perks that you put with this perk can really help you out as well. I'm not going to go through, you know, what builds you could be doing and stuff like that. At a later date, maybe I'll talk about stuff like that. But right now, these are the 3 perks that we are going to be running with, nothing else. And we're going to try to get our 4K with those 3 perks. But like I said, all 3 of these are really good in their own right when they're put into the right builds. So there's no bad perks here at all. They're actually all really good perks. So let's get into the gameplay, and we'll talk about what he can do and everything. Let's go. Alrighty, you guys. Eerie of the Crows with the Blight. This guy's got a lot of energy. He got a lot of energy. As you can see, Rush is what he does. He runs around the map. He's got to hit the walls, though. You can hit the walls, I think, up to 4 times, as you can see. But the whole point is to be able to hit the person after you're done rushing. So, it does take a little bit of learning. It's mostly about being able to aim. If you can aim really good with this guy, run your rush, you know, you hit a wall, you run at someone, you hit him. If you're really good at aiming, you'll be really good with the Blight. As you can see, the Blood Favour, almost said flavor, blocking the pallets from happening, and this person's gonna do that, so I'm gonna drop this person and go after them now. Though in this map, it is kind of hard for the Blight in a way. Simply because when you're in a little closed area like this, you're going to beam off a bunch of stuff. So it's going to be a little bit hard, but it is doable. I like how he, like, levitate throws her up there. As you can see, one of them's been popped now. Blood Favour. But see, you'd hit the wall, and then you would hit the person. If you can aim and be able to do that, then you'll probably be really good with the Blight. Of course, I am only using the 3 perks that the Blight comes with, but if you had a whole build on the Blight with add-ons and everything, it makes turning a lot easier and stuff, you know, it could, yeah. I couldn't get past these. But you see the 5 on the bottom left? That's how many times you have to run into the walls. If you watch that when I rush, you can see it. Over here and hit this. I thought that person was going to come through, but they didn't. They backed and worked the whole way around, and not what I thought was going to happen. I tried. Didn't get that one. And remember, you cannot hit them on the first run. But you see the numbers going down on the left, now it's 0, now you're done. You start at 5, you can hit up to that many, and then you're done. So you gotta make sure you hit the person within hitting the walls that many times. These guys thought they were pretty clever, to say the least. As the game progresses... Sorry about that. As the game progresses, you'll see what their whole idea here is. You'll notice I'm mostly staying up top. There's a reasoning behind that. You'll notice it here. I feel like people burn this map just for one reason, and that is because of boil over. That is it. Like, that is the reason why they run it. Just to use boil over. Because if you go up on top, you go down, don't gotta worry too much about them. And he can run a good distance. But it always comes down to, are you able to steer him right, hit the person, It's always what it's going to come down to with the Blight. I'm not that great at it. Why I don't really use the Blight that much. And that person's gone. As we lose the people, people start to get desperate now. There's 2 down. You notice they haven't left this building? They're still up top. That told me right away what I was dealing with. I knew right then if people are living up top here most of this match and they're not really leaving the building at all, there's nowhere else around this match that you could be up high and drop down. So it told me right away that someone had boil over right off the bat. And I didn't notice it earlier. I should have noticed it earlier. Whenever I hooked that person the first time, I was trying to hook them, remember, and they dropped the hook on me. The other person used their toolbox and got rid of the hook. And I wasn't looking, but that person at that time had the boil over, and I just wasn't looking at the bottom screen at the time. But this showed me, I was like, well, if that's the case, then I'm going to go look for this person. Because I haven't seen him that much this whole entire map. And I believe this person was the one doing all the generators. And now she just got picked up. So that told me they're both in here now. And there they are, back up top again. So I knew right away that this one had to go on the hook because the other one has boil over. That's what I did. I chased her down, took her out, and then hooked her up. So, that was the person's first hook. Okay. They could have probably got off of that hook if this other person above me was not using the boil over technique and literally only using it to try to save their life the whole entire game. If they weren't doing that, they probably would have been able to get that other person off the hook because they'd already be running around right now. But since they were trying to use the boil over technique 1,000 times, I wasn't going to pick them up. I wasn't going to deal with it. Because if you pick them up and you come down, they're automatically going to get off your shoulders anyway. So I waited, and I was like, well, if they want the hatch, they're going to have to come down. Because that person was killing himself on the hook anyway. So this is exactly the gameplay that happens. That person is now dead. And She thought that she was going to sit in here and wait for the hatch to drop. That's why I literally just waited right here, because I knew it was coming. And there it is. And now she'll come down. And now, since she's been on the ground for so long, she would easily get out of my grasp. Because she's been down for so long, it's a lot more easier. But now that the hatch was closed, it was, you know, damn near impossible to get away now. There was no time enough to open up a door, so... And before I picked her up, I was like, well... I looked for a hook in that area, and there wasn't no hook, and I was like... If I do this again, I'm going to pick her up and drag her, and she's just going to jump right off again. So I was like, you know what? I'm done. Just let her die on the ground. But that's what happens on this map, permanently on this map, because if a person burns a map on this, you gotta assume automatically as a killer that they're probably using boil over, because that's what they're gonna do. So there's a little killer tip for you right there. If you see someone burn this map and they're going in on it, they might end up having boil over, so be prepared for that. But that is the Blight, and that is your 4K for today. The perks, Dragon's Grip, and then we have Hex Undying, and we got, last but not least, Hex Blood Favour. So, that is it for the Blight. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. I greatly appreciate it, and hit the bell so you know whenever I go live and another video comes on the channel. Thank you all for hanging out. I greatly appreciate it, and I will catch you all on another episode here, or another video in the series of Dead by Daylight: The Killers. Have a good one.